Hi everyone, Stephanie here from the Autism Soup, and I just kind of wanted to do like a rant video. I really have some things that happened today that I just felt like I wanted to talk about, and this is more, well, Carter is in here too, but this is more related to Maddex. As some of you know, some of you may not, Maddex also has special needs. I think in the last video I did in July of 2018, I mentioned we were getting a diagnosis for Maddex. We do officially have a diagnosis for him now. He has DMDD, ODD, and ADHD. So the first two are behavioral disorders, which pretty much means that he struggles to keep his composure during transitions. He's very combative. He just decides he doesn't want to listen. He is on medications to help control this, but sometimes, the medications are just not enough. And he really has a hard time in school. At home, transitioning back home from his dad's house is a big one. That one seems to really get him a lot when he comes home on Sundays. But I wanted to talk about my day and the things that happened, and we'll get into Maddox's whole issue and what I'm struggling with him. Okay, so I got up in the morning, and this weekend it called for snow. We were supposed to get snow Saturday night, 8 to 12 inches. I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't have anywhere to go on Sunday except for picking up Maddex. It's not a big deal. You know, I'm not really that worried about it. But it didn't snow. It actually snowed Sunday night after I went to bed. I woke up in the morning, went outside to have my morning cigarette, and I noticed it had snowed about 3 inches. Well, where we live now, anything 3 inches or under, you have to shovel. Luckily, it was a powdery snow, but I had to manage my time between getting the kids ready, getting their breakfast, having them get dressed, brush their teeth, make their beds, get their backpacks ready for the day, get them dressed in their winter gear for school, and then get them on the bus, and I still had to shovel. So in between there, I had to set an alarm on my phone, go out and shovel, make sure their breakfast was on the table, come back in. Maddox isn't dressed, so he's still in his pajamas. I'm like, dude, you have 10 minutes until, well, it wasn't even. It was like 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes until it's time to put your jacket and boots on and get ready for the bus. This child. I had to take away the TV. I had to take away, we have a Google Assistant they play with. I had to take that away and unplug it. I had to take his tablet away. Finally, he gets dressed. Then I go to put his harness on him because he has a 5-point harness that he wears on the bus. And he put it on. I tried to put it on him, and it was inside out. So then I had to stop, have him take it back off, put it back on the right way, and I go to put it on, and because he takes it off himself, the buckles are all loose, and it keeps falling down, and I'm trying to put it back together. I'm like, Jesus H, this is just, ah! So between shoveling the snow and juggling all that and trying to get this harness on this kid, I'm like, what the heck, man? I was so stressed out. It just, okay. So eventually it's time for Carter's bus to come. Carter gets outside, get him on the bus. Everything goes good. You know, driveway is shoveled and everything. We're all good there. Give me a second. So then Maddox's bus comes and he gets on the bus. Okay, so I'm in the car. Usually when I go to work, because I have an office job, I take my headphones with me, and they're pretty cool. They're these little Pro Buds right here. So they're like this. You can only use one at a time, but they're pretty much like a knockoff of the AirPods. I usually bring these with me. Well, I forgot them here. So that kind of screwed my day up. And of course I get to work and I have to park in the back parking lot because I'm one of the last people to get there because of my kids' bus schedules. So that sucks. So then I have to walk all the way up into work, which takes forever because the parking lot is huge. well, my day was going okay. I was having a good day at work. Everything was going fine. Um, I actually had to take my car in this weekend to get it fixed, and I was hoping to get a hold of the technician that was working on my car when they'd already had given me an estimate this weekend, but I wanted to see where they were at, see if the car would be done. That way, when I was done with work, I could just go pick up the car right away and make sure I had enough money to pay for the car. I was on hold for, I'm not kidding you, 20 minutes, and they transferred me 3 times while I'm on my lunch break, and I'm like, I need to punch back in. I need to go back to work, but I wanted to talk to the technician about my car. So finally, they transferred me back to the receptionist again, and I was like, listen, please just give the guy my number, tell him to leave me a voicemail with what's going on with the car and how much it's going to be and whatever. Okay, so it's later on in the day. I take a smoke break at work, take my phone with me. My phone's on Do Not Disturb because I'm at work and I can't use my phone at work. But when I go on break, I take it with me. So the guy leaves me a message and he's like, hey, I keep trying to call you and I keep getting your voicemail, so I'm just letting you know your car's done. I'm like, duh. You didn't do anything I asked. You didn't tell me, like, where you were at with the car. You didn't tell me, please, Jesus. You didn't tell me how much it was going to be, how much it was going to cost. Nothing. You didn't tell me nothing. You just, well, the car's done. Like, do people not know how to read when somebody gives you a note with instructions on it? This person called and they said this. Do you just, like, did you even read that? Hello, it's part of your job, dude. Like, what? I don't understand. Anyway, so that was that. So about an hour later, I'm working and everything's going fine. My work day actually was pretty good aside from not having my music, which sucked. I get a phone call on my desk phone, and my desk phone doesn't ring. Nobody has that number except for my work. And the only people that have my number to the temp agency is the daycare and the school. So immediately I knew something was wrong. I was like, shit, what is this going to be? So it's somebody from the temp agency, and they said, the daycare has been trying to get a hold of you. They're having some issues with your son. You need to call them. Maddex is in daycare. Carter goes to an after-school program. The difference there is Carter's is more center-based, and it's not child care. It's an actual social program. So when they said daycare, I knew it was for Maddex. So the issue we've been having lately with Maddex is they have a daycare van that pulls up to the school and will take the kids from the school to the daycare. Well, he doesn't want to get on the van. So when this happens, they have to take him back into school. And the last time this happened, literally, it was 2 minutes that the lady had called my personal phone, not my work, my personal phone, before she called the police and had the police show up to talk to Maddex. And then she had the police call Andy because Andy is his emergency contact because his dad doesn't have a phone. So Maddex's dad is just, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, Maddex's dad doesn't have a phone. So Andy is the boy's emergency contact because Carter's dad is still in prison. So he can't be Carter's emergency contact. And Andy is okay with this. So last time, the police called Andy, and Andy had to go pick Maddex up. Now, today, I know Andy works tonight. Well, not today, tonight. So Andy works tonight. So he won't answer his phone. And I respect that. He shouldn't have to go pick him up if he is sleeping and he needs to sleep for work. I don't expect him to do that. I'm not upset with him at all. So I spoke to daycare and I told them, I need to call the school right away because they're going to call the police. I will talk to you later. While I was talking to the daycare lady, though, she did tell me, well, since this happened again, we're going to have to give Maddex a 3-day suspension from daycare. And she said something about, we had previously discussed this. No, we did not. They were supposed to give me an incident report printed out with a letter and everything, and they didn't give me that. So I had no idea what this lady was talking about, but I was like, whatever, I'll deal with it later. I got to call the school. So I called the school. Usually when I call the school, the receptionist answered and the principal answered. And I was like, oh, okay. Now, I know the principal by a first name basis. Carter went to Maddex's school before. I believe I said that in my last video. So I know the principal by a first name basis because of my kid's behaviors. And he is familiar with Maddex, and he knows exactly who Maddex is and who I am. And anyway, so he said they didn't call the police. He said, I wanted to give you some time to call back. I said, thank you. I appreciate that. He said, take your time driving. When you get here, you get here. So then I had to tell my boss that I had to leave. And my boss was pretty upset, I'm not going to lie. I told him, I said, if you have anything else, you need more information on this, just call the temp agency and they will fill you in. I don't know how many more times this is going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to get written up. I don't know if they're going to excuse this because it's due to childcare reasons. I don't know. Anyway, this is becoming a real issue, and I need to nip this in the butt now because I've only been working there for 2 months, and this has happened once already. But luckily, last time I didn't have to leave. This time I did. So then I get to Maddex's school to pick him up. I had a short talk with the principal. Everything there went fine. We get in the loaner car that they had given me from the dealership. And then I remembered I have to put gas in this thing, because you have to bring it back with a full tank of gas. Mind you, I got the loaner car on Saturday. We didn't really go anywhere with the car because Andy had taken us to run errands. And Sunday, the only thing I did was pick Maddex up from his dad's house. And then Monday, I just drove to work. So I didn't really use that much gas. And I was like, well, the tank still says full. Do I fill it up or not? I was like, yeah, I better because I'm already paying a lot for my car repairs. The car they gave me was a 2020 Chevy Equinox, so it was really nice. I was like, I'm not going to be a jerk. I'll just fill it up. So, mind you, this car is a push to start. It has Sirius XM radio. It has seat reminders so you don't leave your child in the car because, believe it or not, there are people in this world that do things like this, and I am so scared for this next generation of kids because, honestly, what type of person leaves a child in a car? Like, it's a human being. Hello, it's not like a bowling ball. Like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, so back to the car and the gas thing. I'm just starting to get used to this now. It's fine. So, I couldn't figure out how to open the dang gas tank. And I was so mad, I banged on the gas tank lid. I was like, just open. And you know what? It popped open. Apparently, what you have to do is push on it and it opens. Like how some cabinets are like that. I was like, what in the hell is that? There's no button. Like, there's no instructions. There's no push here sticker. They didn't tell me nothing about this when I picked the car up. I was like, they just expected me to figure this out all by myself. Do you know how much I put in for gas in that car? $3.96. Should I have put the gas in? Probably not, because you know what? Nobody would have been able to tell anyway. But I did it. Excuse me, my fridge is open. Fridge is shut. Okay, so then we get to the dealership to drop the car off. I get out of the car. There's like 3 technicians just kind of like standing there talking, and I'm like, this is really where all the money for all the labor goes, into these guys just standing here talking. Like, I'm just getting more and more annoyed as the day is going on. And I'm like, I really didn't want to snap, but I was just kind of like, this is what you people get paid to do, is just to stand around and chit chat like little girls in a clique at lunch at school. Like, what are you doing? Do your job. Go clean up an oil slick or something. I'm just stupid. So they asked, oh, do you have an appointment? I was like, no, I'm here to pick up my car. This is the loaner car. So I grabbed the kids' booster seats and my snow brush and my crap out of the car. It's like, oh, just put it anywhere. I was going to put it anywhere anyway because I'm so annoyed. I don't want to deal with this right now. Like, don't tell me what to do right now. Just leave me alone. He's like, oh, well, we'll pull your car up. I was like, yeah, you probably should because I'm paying over $1,000 in car repairs. Please pull my car up while I get out my checkbook to pay the lady at the desk. What? So I paid for the car. I'm not going to say exactly how much it was, but it was over $1,000. There was a lot wrong with it. The main thing was the power steering line was going out and the brakes needed to be fixed. But there were a lot of suspension issues going on, a lot of things broken. It was not safe to drive. If I would have taken it on the highway, I probably would have gotten in an accident. And with children, I cannot be driving like that. I mean, this is what I have a savings account for, is for car repairs. But spending that much money really ticks me off, and I don't like doing it. I'm not one of those people that's like, with my money, like, I'm really not. Like, so to spend that much money in one day and actually have to write out a check like that, I was just like, oh my God. Now, mind you, this is not the first time the car has needed these repairs. When I got the car, the mufflers were so loud, you couldn't even talk in the car. It sounded like a big pickup truck was coming. I had to get that fixed right away, otherwise I would have got a ticket. And I have dual mufflers, so I have two. And it was both of them. They had a hole about like this big in each of them. It was terrible. So I actually paid a decent amount for car repairs the first time for the mufflers and for some leaking going on under the hood. And for tires, I have a full new set of tires now. There's been one thing after another with this car, and if it's not good now, I swear I am going to scream, because the whole reason why Andy bought me this car was because my car that I had was starting to fall apart and things were going wrong. And we didn't want that, so we bought a different car so we didn't have to deal with it. And now this is twice in the past year I've had to get it fixed and pay over $1,000 to get it fixed. Like, how much? There's not very much more that can go wrong, and I know that there's a newer engine in that car because it was my dad's car, and he actually was the one we bought it from, and he told me the engine should be good for at least 5 years. So if they tell me the engine's bad, I'm gonna flip out. Like, I'm gonna lose it. Like, I can't. I just can't. So we get home. I have a voicemail from Carter's teacher. I'm like, when does this end? Like, what is it today? What is it today? Apparently, Carter was very upset during gym, and he banged his head against the fire alarm pull station. So they put some ice on his head, and then they sent him to his after-school program. I was like, okay. And in her voicemail, she said she would email me about this. So I was like, okay, well, what does she have to email me? So she emailed me a head injury report, which makes sense. I'm glad she did that. So now I can file that away electronically. Like, great, my kid just banged his head. But hopefully Carter's okay. I'm going to pick him up soon, and we'll see. If not, I'm going to give him some Motrin when he gets home, and I want to see what his head looks like, see how bad it is. Hopefully it's not too bad. I called the after-school program, and they said he's actually out at an event right now. I think they're going swimming. And she said that he was fine, so hopefully all is good. But it's like, what is going on? And the whole thing, so now we're home, and everything is fine. And I'm hoping the rest of my night goes really smooth, because I can't anymore. I'm going, like, I've been keeping it together all day, but pretty quick here, I'm gonna, please close the fridge when you're done. I'm gonna lose it pretty quick here. Like, I just, So, back to Maddex and the school thing. He's supposed to have a crisis intervention program from another program brought into the school, but apparently they can't do it with this whole van issue because it's outside of the school. This is so dumb. It's still on the school grounds. It's in the school parking lot. Like, and this isn't the first time I've had a problem trying to get this whole crisis intervention thing started for Maddex. I've been trying to get this started since, what, November? And she told me, oh, well, we don't have the paperwork done yet. It's the middle of January. How do you not have the paperwork done? Like, what do you do? Huh? So tomorrow morning, before school, I'm meeting with the lady who does this crisis intervention program, and I'm going to ask her to listen to the voicemail the teacher left me and see what she thinks and what's really going on, because she's the director of that program and she's going to know what the tea is. She's going to be able to tell me, like, if the teacher is just BSing me or not. So then, because Carter's program he's in also offers crisis intervention, when I called to check on Carter, I asked. Yes, I asked. I said, would you be willing to take Maddex onto your program? And she said, well, he's a little bit young, but we would have to see. I have to talk to the director. So I also sent her a text message with everything going on with Maddex, a little bit of background history on him, his diagnoses, and all of that stuff. So we'll see what she has to say about all that, if it's going to be, if they're going to take him or not. I also have to go through some other kind of like legal hoops here. I have to go through my caseworker for the boys and see if she'll approve that programming and stop the programming he's on. I'm not sure what she's going to do yet. But first I have to hear back on if they're going to take him on that program or not. But there'll be updates on that in my next video. But I just wanted to post a rant video, and I feel so much better now. Just because today was just such a crap day. Like, everybody has those crap days, but some of this stuff was just unreal. I was like, why? Why? Ah! It's just, I don't know, but I can't believe I was only interrupted one time during this video. Isn't that amazing? I think that's pretty dang amazing. But I wanted to get this video done before the kids went to bed and I started to get ready for bed, because I do get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so you know, I have to try to squeeze in some time to do these videos and things. So hopefully they will get better over time and there'll be less running around and interrupting videos and all that. But if not, I'll just have to do them later at night and stay up a little bit later, because honestly my last video drove me crazy, and the corruption on that audio, you don't even want to know how long it took me to fix that and figure it all out. Whatever. Anyway, that's it. So I just kind of wanted to rant a little bit and talk about things, and I feel so much better now. Anyway, I am Stephanie from the Autism Soup. Like and subscribe if you're new. And that's it. See you later.